But I wouldn't say Uguti, a person that drops out, they're dropping out to fail.
Yeah.
Sometimes they drop out because the view, what they see, inspires them to do or to follow, what they feel Uguti is stronger than what they are doing at that moment. And then the dream was bigger. The dream was big. I worked there while I was still studying my LLB.
Oh.
So my third year, I fell pregnant, actually, to be honest. So when I fall pregnant, now I wanted something that I can do. And now I could see, when I was writing my exams, I would see, you want this LLB thing? No. I am sure now I want to quit. I want to focus on this beauty. And for me to continue. But I didn't have the age. I didn't have, like when you think about putting a spa in place and you're thinking about the money that has to go in, I didn't have the capital. I didn't have anything for me to even start. So I went back home. I sat down and I was like, okay, so what now?
And I'm sure you didn't even have a car. Did you have a car?
I didn't.
So you traveled.
I told people, they laughed. They laugh. When I look back now and I'm like, wow, they used to laugh at me. They'll be like, are you serious? So how do you even start a household business without a car?
We don't have a car. Like, how did you do it?
COVID disarmed us. Like, I felt so helpless at that moment.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was like, the business is just done. I just
didn't see anything beyond.
I didn't see anything beyond. I was like, no, it's done. It's complete. And then for the fact that they said that we are closed and we must stay home, we must not move, and to also put into consideration that a spa or our services, we come into contact with people. You get to touch people, come close to them and all that. So for having the virus and knowing how it kills and how dangerous it was, So I went home, I sat and...
Hey everyone, welcome to Motivation Corner, the biggest podcast in the world. And I am Buluken, your favorite content creator and favorite YouTuber. So if you're here for the first time, guys, welcome. You did the right thing by clicking through this video. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated, because the name says it itself. We're calling you to our corner. This is a motivational corner. You understand? So come to our corner. You are welcome to our corner. This corner is big enough to carry all of us. So thank you for being here. Please don't forget to subscribe, guys. Subscribe and like the video, and it will be nice to hear your views. Please comment. And if you are returning, guys, you are my day ones. I love you and I really, really appreciate you. So, guys, today, I plug you all the time. So today I brought this beautiful woman. She's a mother. She's a wife. Guys, let me not say a lot of things. Let me welcome Miss Jabulile.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me. I am known as Jabulile Mkonazi, Mrs. Mpumalanga Second Runner-Up 2023, founder at Mellow Organics and Spa in Malahleni, born and bred partially in Malahleni. Yes, I'm a mother of 3 beautiful stars. And yeah, I'm still in my 30s. I'm in business.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, apart from a spa, I also do real estate.
Oh.
Yeah.
So as houses.
Yes. I think that's me in a nutshell.
All right. Thank you so much. Number one, for honoring the invite.
Yeah.
It sometimes can be weird, someone you don't know just inviting you to their space. Thank you so much for being so kind and so welcoming, and for being so open to this. I know it's not yet known, but for you to take that step and say, I'm gonna be part of this dream to come true, I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. So let's let's take it back. You were born and bred here partially.
Partially.
Yes. Did you study? Did you go to tertiary?
I did. I went to Tshwane North College, where I have done my beauty therapy.
Oh.
Yeah, and I went to high school. I went to Sandra High School. It's in
Delmas?
Delmas,
Yeah.
Sandra.
Yeah.
Yeah, just after Delmas.
Mas-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is where I went to my high school. In my primary level, I was in Malahleni.
Yeah.
So you can see the in and out of,
Yeah.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
came back after my matric. Yeah, after matric, I came back to Witbank and I got married and have kids. Yeah, Konala Witbank.
Okay, so if you're saying you are in your 30s, I'm also in my 30s. So I know at that time when we're choosing our career, the beauty thing, it was not part of the choice. We knew we wanted to be accountants, we wanted to be engineers. So how did it come about? Or like
Well,
what inspired you to study beauty?
I wouldn't exactly say what inspired me, but I grew up. I just had that thing which one day I'm gonna have a spark. But to would say how, I didn't know how was it gonna happen.
Yeah.
And actually I went to school. When I went to school, my dad and my mom they were convinced to I need to do LLB.
Yes.
So that is what I went to school to do for 2 years. My third year I quit and I was like, this is not me.
Yeah.
My dad didn't talk to me, I think, for a year or two. He was very upset with me.
Wow.
So when we were like having our gatherings, my dad would call me and say, I'll be the lawyer lamb. Come.
Before you even
This is the one. And she's doing LLB. This one is going to be the lawyer. And he was so proud. Now, as a mother, also, I understand that your children are actually your pride.
Yeah.
So when my dad would brag about his daughter doing LLB, and he actually saw me going through it. And on the other side, Mina, I was bored. I went to school, but I was bored. And eventually, because I think also with the peers and everyone that was around me at that time, they'll be always saying, but you look so beautiful. Are you sure you want to be a lawyer? And I think those years, I was more of, the beauty queens that are not sure. I would go to school.
You're not
all
confident
dressed up.
enough.
No, I was go to school.
Oh,
dressed up.
you were that girl.
All dressed up.
Yeah.
And they'll always ask me, "Are you sure you came to attend your class? And where are you going after?
You look like lecturers, even
Yeah.
more than them.
Where are you going after this?" So every time I had to explain, because no, man, I just came to the class. I came to attend. And they were like, no, but no ways. You dress up like this and you came here. And then one day one of my friends was like, don't you think that you need to be somewhere and not here? And I was like, somewhere like what? Like I felt like Why
Yeah.
would you ask me?
Don't you think I'm good enough for
in the
being
wrong
a lawyer?
space?
Yeah.
So I mean, I must not be a lawyer because wow. And then she's like, no, I'm not like I'm saying it from a bad space, but I think Ukuti, you have something for beauty, and I knew, but I felt like it was something that I would do maybe whenever, like part time.
Yeah.
But eventually, yeah, I ended up dropping out. Unfortunately, my parents are not very pleased with me, but that was that. I dropped out and went to beauty school and I graduated there.
As a person who works with students on my day-to-day basis, there are students that will come and say, I don't feel this course. And I'm like, but you need to finish what you have started. I'm a firm believer that when you start something, you
must
need to
finish
see
it.
it
Yes.
because you will have a habit of starting things and not
And not
ending
finishing
them.
them.
So how did you balance that? Maybe I will start to understand these kids from your point of view and be like, he's not really coping. Let us just allow the kid to be. So how do we balance that equation that she's bored, but there's that thing, you need to finish what you have started?
I mean, at that time, I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. But now, when I look back, I feel like I need to actually finish because every time my kids will ask me, "Why did you drop out?" When we talk about my mama, why would you drop out? Why did you? Ngabe manje uyayi lawyer. Ngabe manje, like for them, it's like the
The
thing.
status.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say Uguti, a person that drops out, they dropping out to fail.
Yeah.
Sometimes they drop out because the view, what they see, inspires them to do or to follow, what they feel Uguti is stronger than what they are doing at that moment. So
Yeah.
I think Uguti, we all bound to do our mistakes, and everyone is allowed to go see and come back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't say I wouldn't advise anyone to drop out.
Okay.
I wouldn't say do it unless really Uguti, that person is dropping out for something else that they believe Uguti, it is something that they need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but failure sometimes is more like a step forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same as people who leave their jobs to start a business.
Yeah.
Did you ever work?
I did. I worked, actually, I started working in the retail space.
Okay.
I worked for Clarence, that was in Edgar's Highfield Mall.
Yeah, I see.
That is where I started working, and as a beauty advisor. Yeah, I was a beauty advisor. So when you enter the mall or you enter Edgar's
Yes.
that space,
Yes, I
the
see.
cosmetics,
Yeah.
that is where I
Be
started.
located. Yeah.
And then the dream was bigger. The dream was big. I worked there while I was still studying my LLB.
Oh.
So my third year, I fell pregnant, actually, to be honest. So when I fall pregnant, now I wanted something that I can do. And now I could see when I was writing my exams, I would see, you want this LLB thing? No. I am sure now I want to quit. I want to focus on this beauty.
Yeah.
And then after having my child, I went back to school, but this time I went to do beauty.
Okay.
And then I did it for 2 years. Then started doing my practicals, and I got a job. There was a spa down when you're going down to the mall. I think it's Eastvale, that road. There was a spa
Yeah,
there.
I see.
I started working there.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I worked there for, if I'm correct, it was not even a year.
Okay.
And then after that, I was like, I'm gonna open my own spa.
Yo, wow.
Yeah. There were challenges where I was working. The owner, they actually called me and asked me, Uguti, can you be the person that works here alone? So I had to work there alone for that time, because I think the first 4 months we were, I think, 5 of us. And then from there, I was left alone. And then I worked alone at the spa. And they came back to say that it was not doing well, so they want to close down, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's cool. So that is where I was like, I went home, got home, and I was like, this is actually what I want to do. And for me to continue. But I didn't have the age, I didn't have, like when you think about putting a spa in place and you're thinking about the money that has to go in, I didn't have the capital, I didn't have anything for me to even start. So I went back home, I sat down, and I was like, okay, so what now? And then I started doing house calls. I did makeup most of the time.
Yeah.
I started raising funds like that, and I started buying the equipment slowly. I had a bed. I think I had a bed in the trolley, and the bag, in the massage oil. That's how I started, and then slowly, boom. Now we are big, and we more like a brand now.
Yeah, that's remarkable because sometimes people don't know where to start. There is that enthusiasm, there's that zeal that I really don't belong here, but because I don't have capital, now I'm forced to work here because now I have debts, I have installments, I have this and
Yeah.
that. So I'm glad that you were like, I'm gonna improvise, do house calls. And I'm sure you didn't even have a car. Did you have a car?
I didn't.
So you traveled.
I told people, they laughed. Yo, they laughed. You know, when I look back now, and I'm like, wow,
Wow.
they used to laugh at me. They were like, are you serious? So how do you even start a house call business without a
Yeah,
car?
we don't have a car. Like, how did you do it?
You know, I don't know. But I feel with you when you have a dream and a vision, and you look into that and you focus into what you see,
Yeah.
nothing will distract you.
As long as you don't focus on the negatives, because they're forever
There was
gonna be
so
there.
much.
Yeah.
Like, there was so much. The people that I grew up with, the people that I went to school with, even my partner.
Yeah.
Nah, because it's not gonna work. Because give me, just go to that interview. They're calling you. Just go. Go to that interview. They want you, go back to something. And I was like, I'm not going back.
They was resilient,
No.
Jamie. Like,
I'm not going back. I'm staying here and I'm gonna do it here. And that's how it started. It was not easy. If I were to be telling the truth.
Yeah.
It was not easy. I did not just wake up one day and everything was there. I worked.
Approximately duration, how long?
For the first 2 years, we were stationed at Visit Vakasha.
Okay.
Actually, the first 6 months or so, I was doing house calls. But then, because I went out, approached people, and I went to the guest houses, and Mam Nomsa was so kind to say, you can come do your spa here. She actually gave me a room, and she said, we also don't need a spa, in our space. So if you are going to bring those services, then that means
Let's partner.
yeah, let's partner, let's do this. Also, it's also adding stars to their guest house as well. So I was like, wow, this is more like an opportunity. I grabbed that with both my hands and I started working there. So I would wake up every morning, go to work. I continued with the house calls. I think the house calls, I still do it even now. I still do the house calls, but we do have the main office where you can go to for the treatments. Yeah. But then I would say that for me to be introduced to Mam Nomsa, there was it was everything. It was a dream.
What do they say? Is it a 90 or 360? It changed
It was
the
a
whole.
10. It was a 10
Yes.
because when she said you can start, I did not think twice. I did not want to go back and say, I was like, I have my things. Actually, I brought the bag. Everything was there.
You were interested at that moment.
At that moment, I had everything with me. I showed her. She was like, no, don't worry about those things. We'll show you where to go. And then she took me, introduced her to my guest houses, and then I started working there. But at that moment, I would use a room, like the guest house rooms. I'll use the one in the front. So there's one room that I use, like I'll just come in and it has space.
Yeah.
And then I'll start working there. And then from there, I think she also gained trust in me, and she was like, we're gonna offer you one space, like a room with a bathroom and shower, and so that you can work in it. So there was now us. Now I would have the key and to go open my office, and go in. There's a
have your own
reception
files
area,
for your clients.
Yes, and that's how we started having Izintoze to grow, And I believe also there was the time when Mellow started hiring. We started hiring people.
Now you are giving employment.
Yes, we had 2 ladies that joined us. We started working from that room, and we grew from that room to another room in Visit Vakasha, bigger space now. We started also working in that room, and then we grew from there. We grew, we moved out.
Chabu. Like, guys, let me just say it. Like, I love how you are narrating this, because all the time I talk to or listening to people who have made it in life, sometimes they just say, oh, I had to work hard, I had to do, like, sometimes you don't get the details. So for me, the practicality of what you're sharing, that in terms of sacrifice, because people said, you need to sacrifice, you need to do that. I see that you had to sacrifice, and you are saying those sacrifices. You had to approach. You had to approach whoever, and they were so kind. You didn't even have to pay anything. They were like, "Come in, we'll partner." So I'm inspired, man. That you cannot just say you have a dream and have it in your own house
and wait for, I don't know what.
for a miracle. So it's like
it doesn't work like that. Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay, so from there, visit Vagasha, you said she introduced you to other guest houses. Did you also go to other guest houses?
We worked with other guest houses, but that will be only if they've got clients
on calls.
Yeah, only on bookings, and we go there, offer the services, and then we leave. And we moved from Vagasha. We started now going to like wanting bigger space. Went to hire some. We rented some space. There's a new hotel in the Highland.
I knew.
The new hotel,
yeah,
that one. So we had space there, and we worked from it until COVID. When COVID happened, wow.
Plus your business is a contact.
COVID. COVID disarmed us. Like I felt so helpless at that moment.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was like, the business is just done.
You didn't see anything beyond.
I didn't see anything beyond. I was like, no, it's done. It's complete. And then for the fact that they said that we are closed and we must stay home, we must not move, and to also put into consideration that a spa or our services, we come into contact with people. You get to touch people, you come close to them and all that. So for having the virus and knowing how it kills and how dangerous it was, So I went home, I sat, and I think at that point, another issue also that shut down most of the businesses is the responsibility to continue paying rent even though you are not working. So
it was a contract.
Yes, so we had to continue paying rent, but you were not even earning or making any money. So that was the most of the biggest challenge. But we had, I think, I've worked so hard that I was recognized in the business space. I remember I got a call from NYDA at that time, and they asked me, Oguti, how are you coping? What's happening? And then I told them, and then there was a relief that they sent, and I pay rent in that space. But then because now it was no longer the space that I would want to go back to after everything, I just paid and I closed the account. Then in the midst of that, I got a call from why am I forgetting this department? Agriculture, is it agriculture? I think it is agriculture, if I'm not mistaken. And then they called me also because it was tough, right? So the contribution went also through rent and paying everything that was supposed to be paid at that time. And then now I was free. I was relieved because now I can stay home because I was also pregnant.
Oh, yeah. COVID baby.
I was also pregnant. So now I could be relieved and stay home. So I named my daughter Sibani. I named her Sibani because of that season where I was like, everything is going down. And I kept getting relieved, And I was like, oh my goodness, this child, I think her name is Sibani. It's the light that I needed, And then, I went to find another space. There was Vitrovian space where we went to rent at Vitrovian. We worked there for 2 years. Yeah, we worked there for 2 years and then we moved. Now we are in Cliffontein. And hopefully from moving from Cliffontein, we should be moving to our permanent
Your
space
own
because, wow,
place, yeah.
we've been
Rent.
moving and I'm tired also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired also.
Yo, so now you are, is it 8 years now with the company?
Well, we
Or
started
it's
in
10
20.
years?
Yeah, we
Because it's a
started.
10 years experience in the
Yeah,
beauty. It's been 10
yeah,
years.
it's been 10
So
years.
what are your nuggets from this whole journey? What you've learned in operating a business?
One, anything is possible.
Okay.
Today you can have money, and tomorrow you have nothing.
Yeah.
I've learned to also be able to work with people,
Yeah.
different type of people.
Yeah.
Also, I've learned that growth doesn't mean arrogance. You shouldn't be growing with arrogance. You should always remain humble because the people that help you grow are the people that will keep supporting you. So, yeah.
Those are the two nuggets you're leaving us with.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said you are in real estate agent. Can we talk a little, maybe a minute or two? What do you do there?
Okay. As a real estate agent, my job is to list properties. Actually, I'm more like a middle person between the buyer and the seller. We list the properties, we sell on behalf of the seller, we help people find homes, rentals, sales. That's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we really want.
Management
Yeah.
of properties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, I think past weeks we had someone from who was once selling houses. So I think we have indulged in that.
Tandiswa.
Yeah, we
I
have
saw.
indulged in that topic a lot.
Yeah.
So let's move to something else. You saying you were once casted for makeup in a telenovela. How did that come about?
I got a call.
You didn't even apply. You got a call. Oh, Marajabu.
I
I'm joking.
I got a call. And the funny thing about this type of a contract is when I was busy doing house calls, raising money
Yeah.
to start the spa, right? I was not working at that moment.
Oh.
I was home and doing house calls full time.
Yeah.
And I got a call, and this lady, she's saying to me, is it Cindy Swanyambose?
Yeah.
And I got
Sounds
your call.
familiar.
Yes, I got your call from a photographer. They said they want to work with you. Hence, I'm saying remain humble all the time.
Yeah. You
Your
never know who you are servicing.
Yes, your attitude is important. So I don't know. I was like, okay, and she said to me, we are looking for a certain makeup. I don't know if you know this type of makeup. And I was like, what type of makeup you're looking for? So funny. I went through Google and I checked. I was like, okay. So you want to do like your scars and she's like, yeah, I want to do that. And I was like, okay, no, cool, we got you. The honest truth is, at that moment, I've never done anything to that extent. I've never done that kind of art before.
Yeah.
But it came to me as a wake-up call that, girl, you cannot say you can't.
Yeah. Oh.
This is the space for you to learn, right?
Yeah.
I learned. I just took my money. I had savings. Remember, I was busy doing my makeup and I was saving money. I took some of my savings and I went to buy the products, right? Bought the whole kit to create scars, to create wounds, to create the scary faces and all that. And I started practicing. I used my kids, I used my partner, I used my friends. Every time, every day, I'll wake up every morning. If I'm not doing anything, I'm practicing. And I'm asking them what exactly you want. Okay, one is bend, one has a deep cut, one has a wound cut. And I had to practice those. And the time I had to go shoot, I was ready. And I was so perfect. Like you would believe, this person, she's been doing this for long.
Yeah. You know what I'm also learning is that you can think a certain way about your business And there's even
broad.
broad.
It's broad.
Well, understand.
Yes.
So I'm learning that even with me, I've just learned that this can go further. We can have a host, like a show where we have people who are asking questions. We talk.
Yes.
Like at first I didn't have that idea, but as time goes on, you're like, oh, there's a possibility of this. So you never know what your dream can give you. So keep on pursuing your dreams. But
Pushing.
the most thing that I love is you saying that humbleness, your attitude when working with people, because you never know who might say your name in the boardrooms, indoors where you're not there.
You're not even there.
So I'm learning a lot, and I hope you viewers are also learning and are taking something for yourselves, because we want to have money.
We all want to make money.
Yes. Okay. Let's talk about not yet. No, let's not go there now.
Why not?
We will go. Let's talk about pageants. Yes. From you being in them and also sponsoring them, can we tackle that? When did you know that you want to be? Obviously, you knew you're beautiful. You've always wanted to be the beauty queen. So, since high school, since primary, were you participating in those pageants?
No. I only went once. I went for audition. I think I was in grade 5. I went for auditions, and then after the audition, I didn't went that far. I went. I remember I was going there every time after school. I would go there to practice, but I never saw myself doing that. Like honestly, I never. And then
Because you got the height, the
they
body.
would always push me to do it, but I never. And then I started modeling.
Oh.
I had also modeling. My husband was like, "You go naked there."
You're selling your lingerie, and it's like, yo, I can't do it.
Disapproved, and I was like, "Okay, cool." I stopped actually for a bit, and I don't know. Sometimes when you are called or something that chooses you, it chooses you.
Yeah.
So I stopped. I remember getting a call. They asked me if I can come to assist with auditions.
You've never been a beauty queen, but anyway, you've never won any pageant. What?
Yes.
But okay, Kangani, you are a woman who gets calls. Eh?
I do. Like honestly, I when I say God comes and rescue. God always knows. For me, I think also I'm very lucky. I don't apply.
You are blessed.
I don't apply. Even the job that I was working in, I never applied. They'll call me and I'll go. I can only attend an interview later, but I've never applied. Never.
Yo, talk about a blessed and highly favored person.
Now I see, eh?
You are, because can you imagine that people who are sending thousands and thousands of CVs, or in a day people are sending 10 CVs, but they never get something. So I hope you realize that you are a blessed and
now
highly...
that I'm sitting here and I'm talking about it, I'm like, wow. Actually, I am, because I don't apply. I never applied. I'll just...
get a call. But it still says a lot about your humility. You working well with people, because there's no way you're gonna be obviously someone might have said something about you. True. So it has a lot to say with your personality, your attitude, your interaction with people. Yeah,
so I got a call. They asked Wutsi, can I come help with auditions? And they explained that unfortunately you should be giving your time, because we're not paying anything towards this. I was like, no, it's cool. Also, it's something for me. I'm learning something from it. I've never done it before. So this is my actually learning curve. Let me take it. And I started today auditioning. I think at first I was also learning and understanding also as to what is the pageant auditions about, what is happening there, what are they looking for, the contestants, all those things. And grew up in the pageant space. I've been judging since then. Now I'm judging throughout. I've been judging in Malahleni. Now I'm all over as a judge, as a pageant judge. And me entering the pageant, I kept getting questions. Why? What comes about you become a pageant judge? What inspired you? Why would you be interested in this kind of space? And I kept asking myself, Nami Uguti, why can't I just go one of the auditions and be a contestant and see what's happening?
Plus, you've got experience, eh? You already at the other side,
and I wanted to. I wanted
for
to,
experience.
Honestly. Yes, I wanted to. And my friends were busy pushing me then for Mrs. Mpumalanga. They were busy pushing me. There were other pageants before, but I did not want to go. I think I still had the fear in me. But after my mom passing in 2022, I was home and I had no energy, honestly. And for me to go back to work, I think this was a wake-up call. Girl, you need to wake up and go back to life because you cannot die with the dead. Right?
You need to rise up.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do in this situation.
You need to go back. So I was sitting at home. I was so hopeless and helpless and thinking, wow, so now I'm the only old person in this house. My siblings are looking at me and now I must be a provider, must be their mother, and my mom's no longer here, right? So it was a lot going on in my head. It was a lot going on. I wanted to quit. I wanted to stay home. I wanted to find something. I don't know. Like it was a lot that was going on. And then I had Roxy. Roxy was actually Mrs. Mpumalanga 2020, 22. Was it 21, 22, something like that. And she called me and she said, Jay, 20, no, she was Mrs. Mpumalanga 2020. And she calls, she said, Jay, remember we spoke about these auditions. Can you please go? I know that is not a good time for me to even ask you to go, but I felt like you are so quiet and you are far away, like you are closing yourself up. I want you to try this, at least get her out of the house. And I was like, I'll think about it. And me thinking about it, I'm talking to my sister. I'm like, do you think it's a good idea?
No, got to kushonela manje mashisingiwo
auditions. And she's like, okay, let's do this. Go for there was a magazine shoot. And she says, go to this bridal magazine shoot, go for it, and we'll talk after. Maybe that one will provide you. I went for the photo shoot. And now when I look at those videos and those pictures, I could tell the pain that was written in my face that no one could see.
You can see through your eyes.
I can look at those pictures and those videos and the smile that this was not genuine, like this was not me. But I had to because of the cameras, right? So after that, I went home. My sister was like, how was the shoot? I showed her. She said, you must consider doing this Mrs. Mpumalanga thing. And I was like, I'll think about it. So we went on vacation with the kids. They called me and said, we're still waiting for your application. You haven't sent your application. And I was like, okay, no, it's fine. I went through it. I was like, okay, no, cool. Now I'm doing this. And then I went through it. Went for the interviews, passed the interviews. Then the judging time came. Went there as a contestant and I made it for the second runner-up.
Wow.
Yeah, but throughout the Mrs. Mpumalanga journey before the crowning, I was working, I was with people, I was on the ground doing
community
services. I was there, I went all out, honestly. I was working and sometimes it doesn't really feel like I was working because I wanted to be out of the house. I wanted to be away from the pain. When I was home, now I could realize that I actually wanted to go out. It's just that I didn't know how. And if I do go out, no, I disappeared because
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I would cry. I think I was too emotional for ukuthi ngaye ebantwini. I was so emotional. I would cry nje out of nowhere, I would start crying.
Yeah.
And that, Mrs. Mpumalanga, the journey, it helped, it strengthened me. Now I'm back. I don't think I was gonna sit like this and talk to you. I was gonna tell you, I will see you next time, not now.
Yeah. So the pageantry, like the Mrs. Mpumalanga thing, was your healing
True.
space.
Yeah.
And I'm sure doing those reach outs, community reach out, you had to meet other people who are also in pain, and it reminded you that, girl, you're not alone.
True.
We need to keep it going. Wow.
Siyabambisana.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have time. So you're social advocate for women. What does that even mean?
Okay, I love my gender. One thing about me, I love my gender, and I believe we're here to fix each other's crown.
Yeah.
Without me, without you, we should do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So I took the initiative myself to say that from the young age, the girls needs to be helped, they need to be supported, they need to be guided and all that. So I am engaged with different organizations where they work directly with young women. And I started this before Mrs. Mpumalanga with sanitary drive towel, with skills development and all those things, just to make sure that a woman is fine.
Yeah.
A woman can do whatever that other people can do, right? So I believe, I'm a strong believer, Yoguti, Basini, your sister, you are your sister's keeper.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm that kind of a person because when I see another woman struggling, I ask myself, what can you do? What can I do to assist you? So I think that is mostly
You're
my
not
drive.
you're not one of those, hey, Nimonil.
No.
You never find yourself in
I
that.
refuse.
And anyway, that makes us a low value woman. So
Yes.
as a high value woman, you don't gossip about the downfall or the shrinkage of someone's crown.
You'll never know what tomorrow brings to you. You'll never know. The people that I think I'm assisting now, the very same people that can come and hold my hand and say, come, let's go, because you also came through for me. Yeah, well, so you shouldn't be selfish.
Yeah, and I always say to people that I want to help people because it's like an investment. If you are a child of God, you know that helping the poor, it's you loaning God.
It's not about you
and
the person that you are helping.
You are doing it for the future. Me, I always say I'm paving way for my kids. Everything that I do it for my kids. If I'm helping someone, I know one day my child, those unmerited favor, like you, been getting calls. We don't know what your mom and dad have been doing.
You never know.
So I'm like, when I'm no longer here, maybe they are going to a certain university, they are going somewhere, they needed to go in. Then they were about to close the gate, and someone, okay, come, walk in. Like such favors, that's all I do for my kids. Yeah, the person will be like, you'll have this strict person, and then for when they just become soft. So I'm that person, and I see that living, like I see that revealed in you. Yes, so you're doing that for women. You are advocating for women's
Yeah, let's grow together.
Upgrade
guys.
each
let's
other.
Perform together. Yeah, if you can do this, then do it.
Okay. So as we're about to close, let's talk about philanthropy. Where do you practice your philanthropy? Which places are you helping? Where are you?
You just said now.
The advocate.
You just said it now.
Okay. All right.
I am there. Sometimes people will think you acting like you are rich, or you think you are rich, and you don't help because you're rich. You don't help because you have too much money.
Yeah. You share the little that you
don't
have.
help because when you are bored, or when you must help from your heart. If your heart is it's warm enough and it's big enough to open up and to care for other people. Why not do it?
Yeah.
So that is where my philanthropies come from. I believe Uguti, you can have everything but not be happy at the end of the day. So Mina, it gives me peace every night when I go home and I make someone happy.
You fulfill someone's dream.
I'm happy.
And there is no happiness like that.
Sometimes you have nothing, you just have fuel in your car. But you have done something for someone.
Yeah.
You're driving and you're happy, you're like, wow.
You gave someone a lift they needed to, you know. And also, people must know that to be a philanthropist, you don't really have to have an organization. In your day-to-day basis, you can help.
A lot of people
we all are.
They're not aware
that
they're actually doing it for the other people and it's not for them. You're doing something and you like later, you ask yourself, why did I give this person my entire 2,000 rand, my last 2,000 rand, why did I do that? And you're like, oh, maybe they needed that money more than I did. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to it.
So, guys, let's continue to do the right thing and help each other. You're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your future generation. So, I think because we're pressed for time, but let me allow you to say whatever that is in your heart that you feel like I might have forgotten to talk about. Is there anything that you like to say or share?
I would like to say, guys, come visit us. We say Malahleni. We say number 5 on Straight On. We make people look beautiful. We help people relax. You know, your wellness in our hands, the best.
Yeah.
So we are available on socials as well. People, they can visit Mellow Organics and Spa and come and support us. Nati will support you.
All right. So, guys, also, even though we didn't dive into the spa thing, I think it's important that we work hard to visit.
It's important.
The spa, your skin.
It's important.
We work hard. Sometimes you don't even have to buy that Louis Vuitton. You just have to take that money, go relax, go pamper yourself, and you will see, you will be very happy, you will feel relaxed. So let's do the right thing for ourselves as we support Jabu and her spa. So guys, let's go. You had the details, and thank you so much for watching. And from me and Bethany Media, we say bye. Thank you.